Hola chicos, bienvenido a mi clase interactiva y espero que la disfrutéis. So our title for today is Cómo te preparas? We'll see what that question means in a bit. But first, with the worksheet that you should hopefully have with this video, I would like you to translate the sentences below 1 to 8. Pause the video, translate on the sheet, and have a look at the challenge. Excelente. Ok, chicos, vamos a ver lo que tenemos para las respuestas. Número 1. Tienes que hacer los deberes. You have to do your homework. Número 2. Tiene que ordenar su dormitorio. He, she has to tidy his or her bedroom. Su, meaning his or her, the possessive adjective, because the bedroom belongs to his or her. Número 3. Tenéis que pasear al perro. You will have to walk the dog. Number 4. Tienen que lavarse el pelo. They have to wash their hair. Number 5. Tienen que salir con sus padres. He, she has to go out with his or her parents. Sus is now plural because we are talking about parents, so the possessive adjective has gone from su to sus. Number 6. Tenemos que cuidar a nuestro hermano. We have to look after our brother. Nuestro being our possessive adjective for our. Número 7. No quiere. He, she does not want to. If you wanted to extend this, you could add an infinitive. For example, no quiere comer pizza. He, she does not want to eat pizza. And number 8. No tenemos dinero. We have no money, or we do not have money. The challenge, all conjugations of tener have been used except for one, which is missing. Did you spot it? It was tengo. Muy bien, chicos. Okay. Looking at the storyboard below, or to the side in this case, what do you think the lesson is about? Pause the video, have a read, and see if you can identify any time phrases and sequences. Remember, sequences are to guide the reader before, after, finally, and time phrases are more about the frequency of things and when it happens. Managed to work out what we're doing? Brilliant! We are looking at daily routine, getting ready for something, and reflexive verbs. As we can see, this storyboard is all about someone getting ready for, in this case, una fiesta, a party. Time phrases here, we've got things like siempre, meaning always, a veces, meaning sometimes, and some sequences, primero, first, because the first thing they do is they go in the shower. Then they get dressed, luego. Afterwards, después, finalmente, is what they finally do. Excellent, moving on. We are going to be forming these reflexive verbs in our present tense regarding our daily routine. And the question, ¿Cómo te preparas? Is how do you get ready? How do you prepare yourself? For reflexive verbs today, you're going to need your present tense endings, which hopefully you have in your knowledge organisers in the grammar section or on the little present tense table that may have been given to you in Module 2. Moving on. Just to recap our present tense endings, pause this video, go to the worksheet and fill out the table with the correct endings. All done? Brilliant. Going down the AR column first, our AR infinitives, we've got o, we then have as, a, amos, ais, an. Make sure you got your accent on the A. ER infinitives, o, es, e, hemos, es, with the accent there, and en. IR ending, o, es, e, imos, is, en. Even though these have got a few similarities, make sure you get these ones in the correct form, because remember, our preterite tense, the past tense in Spanish, ER and IR verbs have the same ending, but they do not in the present tense. Brilliant. You're going to need this to help you with our reflexive verbs. But first of all, what are they? Reflexive verbs are used when talking about something we are doing to ourselves. And we normally see this when we are talking about our daily routine because you get dressed yourself. You wash your hair yourself. The example here we have is me despierto a las 7 de la mañana. I wake up at 7 a.m. Or to be very literal, I wake myself up at 7 a.m. Me levanto. I get up or I get myself up. Me ducho. I shower or I shower myself. All of these me, which translate to myself, are what we call reflexive pronouns. Myself, me. Yourself, te. Himself, herself, se. Ourselves, nos. Yourselves, os. Themselves, se. Pause this video and make a note of these reflexive pronouns if you'd like to. And now let's move on, because if these happen in chronological order of your daily routine, what do you think these reflexive infinitive verbs mean? So the first thing we do in the day is despertarse, and that is to wake up or to wake oneself up. Then we've woken up, but we've got to actually get up to get oneself up. After that, you might vestirse straight away, and that would be to get dressed. Or you might actually do this first, lavarse, which is to wash, as in to wash oneself. Ducharse, you might do this instead of washing your face, and that's to shower oneself. Bañarse, we don't always have time for this in the morning, but you might bathe yourself, to bathe. Peñarse, we've all got to make sure that our hair is looking fabulous, to brush one's hair. Maquillarse, what do we think it is? To put on one's makeup, or to put makeup on oneself, or to put makeup on. Many alternatives there. Number 9, aliarse. Some girls might like to do this to make sure that their hair is straightened, so to straighten one's hair. Ponerse. Some boys might like to do this, some girls might like to do it as well. And they're putting something in the hair, as in to put gel or to put hairspray on. And number 11, we're jumping to the end of the day, acostarse, the last thing we do, and that would be to go to bed or to go to sleep. The challenge, guys, why are some of these reflexive verbs got this bracket here, I to IE, E to I, O to UE? Any ideas? They are stem changing verbs. So you can look back at module 2 for that, or if you've done it recently, it will be about your third lesson in module 4. So that's where the stem changes within the verb. So this would go from, instead of it being desperto, it'd be despierto, because this E changes to IE. Excellent. So we actually need to know how to form these so that we can use them. Here is a step-by-step guide for you. Number 1, you've got to get your reflexive verb in the infinitive form. And we know that they look like this. They have an SE at the end. We know infinitives end in AR, ER, and IR in Spanish. Reflexive infinitives have that extra SE. Number 2, we've got to remove the SE, so we're left with an infinitive we might recognise. Remove AR, ER, or IR. We're in the present tense, so we are going to be adding the present tense ending that we want. You've got to get that SE back from step 2 and put it right at the beginning of your verb. And then you've got to change that SE to the reflexive pronoun that you need. It's not always going to be SE for every single person. Here we go. This is how we break it down and create a reflexive verb in the pronoun we want. Step 1, I found my infinitive, lavarse, to wash oneself. I take off se, which leaves me with lavar. I then take off ar, which leaves me with lav. I want to say I wash myself. So I go to my present tense table. I know that yo is the pronoun for I, and the ending is o. So I have lavo. I've then got to add back in my se. But I've got to check that the se is the one I want in order to say I wash myself. So I look at my table and I see here that se is actually for himself or herself or themselves. And I want this one, I want me. So I change that to me lavo. I wash myself. Let's have a look at another one, but with a different pronoun. So we're changing it to talk about someone else. Levantarse. Step 1, I've got my infinitive. I get rid of se. Step 2, I get rid of ar. That leaves me with levanta. I want to say he, she washes himself or herself. So I go to my present tense table. I go down the pronouns to el, ella, because I know that means he, she. And I add the ending of a, because it comes from levantar, ar ending verbs. I add my se back in, but I've got to check se is the correct reflexive pronoun. Let's have a look at the table. I want to say himself, herself. Yes, it is. It's correct, so I leave it. Last one before it's your turn. We have ducharse, to shower, as in to shower oneself. So I found my infinitive. I get rid of se, and I'm left with duchar. I get rid of ar, and I have duch. I would now like to say we wash ourselves. So I go to my ar present tense endings. I go down the list. I find nosotros, because that's a Spanish pronoun for we, and I add it to the end, duchamos. I then add the se back at the beginning because I took that off and I still need it for reflexive verbs. I check it's the correct one because I want to say ourselves. I go down the list. It should be nos. So I change se to nos. So we have nos duchamos. Okay, guys. Normally we'd have mini whiteboards for this. So just do this in your books, on the worksheets, wherever works for you. You've got 3 levels. You can, for green, translate the Spanish to English. For amber, translate the English to Spanish to practice your formation. And number 3, your pink one, is to correct the reflexive pronoun. So this part of the verb is correct, but you want to change this bit. Pause the video, choose your level, and have a go. You ready? Number 1, green, me ducho, I shower myself. Amber, he showers, se ducha, because we've gone through the steps. We know he, she, endings, ar in Spanish, present tense, are an a, and the reflexive pronoun is se. And then to correct the reflexive pronoun in this one is os, because ice is you all, as in you all shower, and then yourselves. Brilliant. Let's try another one. Green, amber, pink. You decide. Maquillarse is your reflexive verb for this one. You ready? Me maquilló. I put makeup on, or I put makeup on myself. Amber, you will put makeup on yourself. So I'm making it clear that it's plural, so it needs to be os maquilláis. Pink, correct the reflexive pronoun. So we know that maquillamos is we, because anything that's a mos ending in Spanish is we. And se, that's him, herself, and themselves. We've got to change it to nos maquillamos. Off you go. Next one. Fantástico. Okay. Verde, me lavo. I wash myself. Amarillo, you will wash. Os laváis, because it's you all, it's plural. And then correct the reflexive pronoun. Te lavamos. No, that does not work. It's nos lavamos because again, it's the we form. Off we go, guys. Give it a go. Try another level if you've been sticking to green or amber. Feel free to move down as well. Cool. Me despierto. I wake up, or I wake up myself. I wake myself up. Amber, you wake up. Singular. Te despiertas. And reflexive pronoun that needs correcting. Me to nos. Notice with this one that we have our stem changing verb here. So despertarse, the infinitive. Te despiertas, E to IE. We've got another stem changing one here. Have a look. Give it a go. Perfecto, verde, me acuesto. I go to bed. Amarillo, she goes to bed. Se acuesta. Rosa, correct the reflexive pronoun. Se acuestan. Excellent, guys. Okay. So on the worksheet, you've got an example of what we would do in class at Take 10. I have green, amber, red levels for you. I would like you to leer los textos y selecciona la respuesta correcta. Read the texts and select the correct answer. It's all multiple choice. Amber, identifica las frases de tiempo. So I've got some examples there for you. Siempre, antes, después, and ayer. So they're linking to time, frases de tiempo, time phrases. And red, identifica los tiempos usados. That is referring to the tenses used throughout the texts. Don't worry if it takes you a little longer than 10 minutes. Work through the levels, starting at green, move up to amber when you're done, and then move up to red when you've done that. Pause the video and restart it when you are ready. Okay, chicos, so we've got our answers here. So I've circled in green the answers for the multiple choice, and then up on this side we're going to have our amber and red answers. So when Jorge has a concert, first he showers because he says here, me ducho. Primero me ducho. Number 2, Jorge usually gels his hair or always gels his hair. The answer is usually because of this connective here, generalmente, our adverb, generally or usually. And if we read a bit further on, pero cuando salgo con mis amigos, no me pongo gomina porque me pongo una gorra. So when I go out with my friends, I do not put gel in because I wear a hat. I put a hat on. Number 3, Jorge is going to sign autographs tomorrow, signed autographs yesterday. The answer is B, he signed autographs yesterday, and the key trigger here is ayer, yesterday. I didn't eat anything porque tuve que firmar autógrafos. Nice cognate for you there. On to Alejandra. She goes out several times a week. Muchísimas veces a la semana, many times of the week. Alejandra is going to the theatre tomorrow, went to the theatre yesterday. The answer is she's going tomorrow. Our time phrase mañana, and our near future tense 1, 2, 3, voy a ir al teatro. Another cognate for you, teatro. 6. Alejandra brushes her teeth twice a day, or she never brushes her teeth. And the answer is never brushes her teeth. Qué asco, no? Qué horrible, no me gusta nada. And that's because she says here, nunca, never, time phrase, frequency. Me lavo, reflexive verb. I wash, never I wash the teeth myself. Literally, never I brush my teeth. Prefiero chicle. What do you think she prefers? There it is, chewing gum. Right, Amber answers. So you could have had the following from both texts. Primero, después, ayer, mañana, and nunca. And for our red answers, the text had the preterite past tense, the present tense, and the near future. All ones that you've seen before. Brilliant, guys. Well done. So the last task for you now is to answer the question. ¿Cómo te preparas para el día? How do you get ready for the day? Answer the question and include the following points. This is your success criteria, so I want to see at least 5 reflexive verbs about your routine. Me levanto a las 7. I get up at 7 o'clock, an example for you. What you eat and drink during the day, como bebo. You can go back to module 3 for that, review your vocab. What do you do with your friends using al and ala? Remember our contractions, so you give your location. Vamos al centro comercial. You could say vamos al cine, vamos al parque, lots of options. And some time phrases and sequences, please. Primero, después, luego, a veces, finalmente. Look back at module 1 and 2 as well, guys. We saw a lot of those there. And for a higher level in your writing, you need to make sure you're including negative structures such as no como, no me gusta, nunca, tampoco, and you're talking about others as well. So don't just stick to saying I do this and I wake up at 7 o'clock. Maybe you could say what time your brother or sister gets up in the morning. Have a think. Complete your work in the worksheet, and then if you're with me, Miss Henton, I'd like you to upload it to Teams. Otherwise, follow the instructions of your other teachers. Muchas gracias, chicos, y espero que la haya disfrutado. Whoa, my pronunciation went well off there. I was trying to say I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Espero que hayas disfrutado de la clase. There we go. Espero que haya disfrutado de la clase. Hasta luego. Chao, chao.